Hello, fellow fools, and welcome to your timeless pick a pile card reading with me. My name is Bren Bigelow. I use they, them pronouns, and I will be guiding you through this magical card reading experience. So, this is a timeless reading. However, we are recording this at the time of the Cancer full moon in 2026, our very first full moon of the year. And again, you can listen to this reading at any time that you're called to listen to the messages, but just know that it is imprinted with the energy of this full moon. So how this is going to go is that in the first part of this video, we're going to do an overview of the energies that are in the sky. We're going to do a collective reading, and then you're going to be able to pick your pile, whether you want to pick the tarot pile or the oracle deck pile, and we will explore more messages from there. If you are feeling called to both piles, you're more than welcome to listen to both piles. And if you're not feeling like they're resonating with you, don't you worry. I have a bunch of other videos on my profile at Fortune of the Fool, which will help you with maybe you're attracted to a different video for different messages for whatever time you're going through at this moment. So without further ado, let's talk a little bit about Cancer. Cancers are very nurturing. The energy of Cancer it's like the mother of the zodiac. So they're very protective. They can be mama bears because Cancer symbolizes the crab. So yes, there's a lot of soft ooey gooey stuff on the inside. However, they do have that hard protective shell and the claws to protect when it's necessary. So now is a good time to probably balance between like what's worth defending, what's worth fighting for, and what's not, because your energy is also limited. Cancer is a cardinal water sign. And so when we're talking about water, we're talking about emotions, we're talking about feelings, we're talking about relationships as well, the way that we feel, the relationship that we have with anything, a relationship that we have with a person, sure, but also the relationship we have with our job, the relationship we have with our home, the relationship we have with our bed, So these are all the feelings that we have about the things that nurture us specifically. Cardinal signs are the start, the initiators. So Cancer is an initiator in this realm of water. So Cancers like to maybe start families or start relationships, maybe initiate conversations even to be had to maintain healthy relationships. If it's in a healthy expression, because Cancer can also be unhealthily expressed through passive aggressiveness, even control issues with like, oh, what's mine is mine. And being like, I'm thinking of also like a helicopter parent being like, this is my child. You have to do things in the way that I want to see them, make sure that you're monitoring everything. So this is really a good time to find the balance between that, like what needs to be nurtured in your life right now, and also what might need to be surrendered a little bit additionally. So at the time of this recording, it is also Capricorn season. Any full moon in one sign is going to be in the season of its sibling sign or its opposite sign. So Cancer and Capricorn, they are at polar opposites in the zodiac wheel. So Capricorn is more of like, well, let's just say it's like it's another parent of the zodiac, but it's more of the provider. So traditionally, I guess you could say that Cancer is the mother of the zodiac and Capricorn is the father or the provider of the zodiac. And just know that these gendered things don't necessarily mean like if you're Cancer, you're very feminine or whatever. It's just like giving these basic archetypes so we can understand them better, but just know that they're not rigidly in those camps. Okay. Capricorn is also a cardinal sign. It is the cardinal earth though. So this is an initiator as well. Capricorn wants to go out there. They're very much about doing things right, doing things by the book almost. And they are more materially focused. So those two energies are at odds right now because the sun being in Capricorn opposing that moon in Cancer. They're looking at each other, which is nice. They can see each other, but sometimes when we're going head to head with something, we can butt heads too. So it's really up to us to figure out how these energies are showing up for us in our lives right now and how we can find balance between that nurturing, sweet, Cancer energy and the emotional fulfillment of things, our relationships with things, and then the Capricorn like go-getter energy, the driven, the provider, the just goal-oriented, like worldly sign. It's more of like an external, like, I don't know, that's how I'm feeling it in this moment anyway. So it's really about us balancing, basically work with home. That's the big difference, or the big polarizing thing between those signs. And you additionally will probably want to look at your own unique birth chart and see where is Cancer in your chart and where is Capricorn. Because wherever, so if you're Cancer rising, that's going to be, that Cancer energy is going to be in your first house, and that's going to be all about you and how you're showing up. And then Capricorn would be in that 7th house of the other and your relationships. So, you know, how do you balance you, what you emotionally need for yourself to feel safe, and also building secure foundations with the other and relationships with others. Okay. So again, you want to look at your own unique birth chart to do that. You can go to astro.com for free horoscopes, things like that. And if you need help with that, you're also welcome to reach out to me. But this understanding of your astrological chart will deepen the messages that you will then receive through these lunations. So knowing yourself is an art. You know, there's someone, my friend David told me the other day, like, you can't trust someone who doesn't know themselves. And that's just been like really sitting with me, and I agree with that fully. And that's why I encourage anyone who is interested in astrology to really start diving even deeper into your own natal chart, because that is a tool in which you can understand yourself better and understand why you do the things that you do, even understand like why things in your life happen to you and not another person. That is all information that you can find in your natal chart. So before we move forward, I want to do something a little unique and special for today. It is really the new year, and I'm just feeling called to embrace this watery energy of this Cancer full moon. So I have this magic cleansing spray that I'm going to be spraying and cleansing all of us collectively. I always cleanse the space before I do any of these readings, and I ask Spirit to make sure that I deliver messages that need to be heard and to attract the audience that needs to hear the messages, and to frankly repel those who are not meant to receive these messages. So if you're still here and this is, you're vibing with this so far, then you're definitely in the right place, spiritually guided, and I'm happy to have you here. So this is a magic cleansing spray that I make myself. It is made from full moon water. Actually, yeah, this one actually is going to be the new moon in Sagittarius water. So I do charge my own waters, and then I mix it with a blend of Florida oils and colognes, like for love, good luck, protection. And there are also some crystals in here that will also help accompany that cleansing process. So this spray is just a magic overall spray. Like, do you want love? Cool, it'll work. Do you want protection? Cool, it'll work. Do you want literally a new job? Whatever, preparing, this spray will help you with literally, it's an all-purpose spray. So I'm going to shake it up, and we're going to cleanse the space, and we're going to close our eyes and take a nice deep breath in. And a big exhale. And we're going to do this one more time. A big inhale in. And a big cleansing exhale. And you're going to keep your eyes closed if you can. And you're going to repeat after me with this phrase that I love to say, which is, I am cleansed and I am protected. I am cleansed and I am protected. We can even, here, I'll put the spray away. We can open our eyes, shake it out even a little bit. It doesn't have to be that serious, but this is one of the practices that I do daily. I keep my spray in my car. I keep my spray, there's one next to my bed. There's one in my altar room. Like, I have so many of these sprays everywhere, just because I think this ritualistic practice, even saying this very simple mantra, I am protected and I'm cleansed, or I'm cleansed and I am protected. It helps us just move more confidently through life and feel self-assured that we are making the right decisions to proceed in the ways that we need to. So if you are interested in having a spray of your own, I do have that linked in the show notes. I do make it myself, fresh batches, and they all are unique to whatever energies are feeling. There's like a general recipe for it, but it does shift depending on the energies, and I am intuitive. So whatever I feel like you'll need will be in that blend. So if that interests you, you can purchase that in the description link. Okay. But otherwise you should just be feeling this light cleansing energy regardless. And maybe also, I'm feeling an invitation to just give you, since there's a lot of water, with this full moon in a water sign, to wash your hands more often than maybe you usually do. And use that as an opportunity to just be like, okay, I'm washing away anything that doesn't belong to me. I usually do that after really heavy readings. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've like absorbed a lot of energy from someone else. I want to make sure that I am protecting myself from other people's energies, because I'm Pisces, I'm water, so I can, and if you're Pisces too, you probably can relate. Everyone has Pisces in their chart too somewhere. But the difference between Pisces and Cancer is Cancer has claws to protect themselves, right? Whereas Pisces is just the fish. They're permeable. The only defense mechanism that a Pisces really has is like swimming away. So, or escaping. So there's a beauty in that. And that also is challenging to separate sometimes yourself from others with that Pisces energy and that water. When you're in the water, we're all together. Someone pees in the pool, we're all swimming in it. You know what I mean? So this is just an invitation to do whatever ritual will be helpful for you, whether it's through sprays, candle magic, or anything else to just protect yourself. Washing your hands, as simple as that, or even drinking some water to protect yourself from the energies of others, just so you're not influenced for the wrong reasons by other people. Because it's okay to be influenced by other people, things like that, but also it's really important to also get clear with just where you are at, apart from anyone else. Okay? So that's some overall energy. I also do have the astrological chart of this lunation up right now, and I'm going to use this as a reference. I'm just going to give you some intuitive messages about this lunation in general. And again, even if you're not in a full moon right now in Cancer, these messages will still probably offer you something helpful that you need at this time. So don't be discouraged. We have so many planets in Capricorn right now. We have Mercury, the planet of communication and transportation, like short-term travel. We have Venus, the planet of love, relationships, and money, pleasures. We also have the sun, like we talked about earlier. The sun is like where the spotlight is on our life right now, where the warmth is, where the life is. So wherever Capricorn is in your chart, that's where the spotlight is of where your focus is. So for me, Capricorn is in my 10th house of my legacy, career, things like that. So I'm very motivated, very driven right now to put myself out there more and to be seen and to create a legacy and like create like purposeful action that I can not only have for myself, but share with the world at large. Okay. But in this chart, it's showing up as a Scorpio rising. So this would be Capricorn in the 3rd house. And that would be more of a spotlight on 3rd house things, which would be your day-to-day, just short distance travel, like your commute to work maybe, and also your siblings, your just everyday, day-to-day educational things, like how you're gathering information, just casual information, not bigger theme information, things like that. So we also have Mars in Capricorn at the time of this lunation. Mars loves being in Capricorn, okay? Capricorn is hardworking, Mars is energy. So it's like this hardworking energy. This is the time to get stuff done. So if you are, you're wanting to get stuff done, you have the energy to back it. However, now we're thinking about the opposition of like where the moon is. The moon is in Cancer again, and that is in the opposite house. And then we also there's also Jupiter retrograde in Cancer as well. So we have these two very softer, well, I don't want to say that, but we have 2 energies in Cancer, and then we have 4 energies in its opposite sign Capricorn. So we kind of have a push and pull here. We're like, okay, well, we want to get all this stuff done, do this Capricorn earthly stuff, be in the earth realm, but also there's this Cancer energy, which is like, well, how are we feeling about those things though? And how is that expanding us, that Jupiter? How is that getting us further to where we want to be, and have fulfillment, emotional fulfillment as well with the with what we're building. So keep that in mind for the time being. Today, Chiron also stationed direct. Chiron is a planetary body that is associated with being the wounded healer. So through your wounds, you can actually help and learn and teach others. But that's a wound that never really can be fully healed. So Chiron right now is in Aries, the sign of direct action. Think or act first, think later. Just very impulsive, like just do it is the mantra, I guess, of Aries. So when we have Chiron there, that wound of self, that wound of the impulse, the wound of the instinct, the animalistic instinct sometimes that's coming up. So with it stationing direct today, literally this morning, right before that this video has been recorded, I feel like that just says a lot to like how, and it's also squaring both the Capricorn and the Cancer energy. So that just means that we're really moving forward now. Like we've been reflecting on the wounds that we've had in relation to that Aries area of our chart, whether it's like, yeah, just how we are the hero in our own stories. Are we the main character? And we've been like, as this retrograde has happened, we've been reflecting on those things. And now that it's going direct, now we can actually use those lessons to heal and to propel ourselves forward and to have more confidence and to feel better about the actions that we're taking, even if we don't know everything all at once. Like if you just are feeling something and you just feel like you need to take action now for whatever reason, you've got to just trust that without being burdened by like, well, like by overthinking it, honestly. So those are the overall energies of this lunation. I'm going to pick a couple quick cards for the overall reading for the collective, and then we're going to get into pick a pile, okay? So the first deck we're going to be working with, oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot the name of this deck. I will have it in the show notes, so don't you worry, it will be there. But this is a collage deck. It's from the 80s, I believe, and it's really cool. This is our tarot deck. So sorry I don't have the name of this deck, but oh, it's the Voyager. It's the Voyager tarot deck. So it's super cool. Love the Voyager deck. Haven't worked with it for a really long time, but it's blue and I'm just feeling so much blue energy for Cancer. Blue is, I associate with water, and it's a water sign, so obvi. But also blue is associated with the throat chakra. And I did do candle magic for us today, that blue candle, to also help like use our words. Like when we are trying to balance these things, you know, especially Cancer and Capricorn, like you have to talk about your feelings, and you also have to talk about your goals in order to achieve them. You have to have some sort of plan and communication. And so we want divine communication with our emotions and with our words and with others. You know, there's all different communications that we're receiving at any time. You know, we're receiving messages from spirit. We're receiving messages from Mother Nature. We're receiving messages from people, you know. So this candle magic that I did is just to help us strengthen our voices at this time. Maybe you want to sing, maybe you want to, again, say these mantras out loud. It is Venus Day as well. Today is Friday, and so that is associated with the planet Venus, and we do have some rose quartz here today to help us. But I also want to recommend a glamour magic mantra for you, which is, I am beautiful no matter what I look like, or I am attractive no matter what I look like, and also I attract what's meant for me and I repel the rest. Okay, so these kinds of mantras might help protect you during this time as well. So I forgot that I also have to tell you the mantra of this full moon itself. We use the Moonology deck for this. I love Yasmin Boland's Moonology deck to just get clear on the energies of lunation. And so the full moon mantra for a full moon in Cancer is, a personal issue reaches resolution. A personal issue reaches resolution. So keep that in mind too. It seems like there's clarity that's coming up with how you're emotionally relating to something. Okay, so we have the Four of Worlds reversed. The Four of Worlds reversed. And I believe this is going to be the Four of Pentacles. Okay, we're going to go with it being an earthly energy. Okay. Oh, and we have that Aries ram in here. We have like a exploding sun. Oh yeah, this is associated with the sun in Capricorn. Wow, that's so cool. So the Four of Worlds, and the world for that is commencement. I'll put this up right for you so you can take a nice look at this imagery really quick. I really do love this deck for all of its like, I'm a collage artist myself, so I just love the collage, and like there's so many things that you can pick up from this one image. So I will talk very quickly about the Four of Worlds, the Four of Pentacles. If you're familiar with the tarot, it's about the traditional imagery is like this person on a throne. They have a gold coin hung very tightly in their arms, and then there's also two coins below them, and then there's another coin, I think, above them or something. And so this is about holding true, like fours symbolize security, right? But when we're clinging so tightly to certain securities, things that we think is secure, sometimes it proves to us that it's not as secure as we thought, or we can't do as much with it. Like, we can't do anything with money if we're just holding on to it. It means nothing if we're just holding on to it. It only means something if we spend it or get something for it, or things like that. So with this Four of Worlds being reversed, like, worlds also are just such big planetary bodies. It's like big Earth. This is bigger picture. I feel like it's bigger than just the tangible things that we can have in our hands. They're the entire worlds that we live in our own minds. So, and because it's reversed, this is an internal process for all of us right now that we can do some inner reflection on, like, what is true security to us? What are we leaning on? What are we building? And also, what mindsets? I'm really feeling a lot of Sagittarius energy actually with this too, which is like our belief systems influencing the world that we're creating. So whatever you're believing in is directly influencing what can manifest. So keep that in mind for this lunation. And with that Aries too, that like just like exploding, like all this energy, it just seems like there's a lot of, you know, and with commencement itself, it's like things are starting. Like, this is a new year for us. If you're watching this at the time of the recording, you know, like new beginnings. What are you trying to start right now? Especially in your physical worlds and your legacy. I feel this is like your bigger picture. What is your purpose? What is your true purpose? What actually gives you a sense of stability and security and a sense of purpose, rather than just what you feel like you have to do to go through the motions because of what other people have told you, what society has told you. You create your own worlds. You have 4 of them. So like, it's up to you to decide what you really want to do with the world that you're living in. Okay. I have a lot of messages we could do, but I want to make sure we have enough time to get through everything that I said that we would do. So we're going to move forward. And this is the Animal Totem deck. It's an animal medicine deck by Jamie Sams, I believe. It's a Native American deck, if I recall correctly. I will, again, have more information in the show notes for you. I love this deck. It's come to me a few different times. In fact, I'll tell you a little story about it really quick, just because I think it might be relevant to maybe what you're going through. I found this deck at a thrift store one day, and I bought it, and I was really excited about it. And I was working with it. It was one of the first decks that I ever stumbled upon when I was starting my journey here. And then someone had told me, oh, it's a Native American deck. You're white. You cannot use that deck. And so I got really insecure. And so I gave away that deck. And I was really sad about it because I really connected deeply with this deck. And I was like, well, I don't want to use a tool that is not meant for me, right? Well, it just so happens this deck came and found me again. Another deck. It was brand new. And so I use that as an opportunity to be like, you know what, this tool, this wisdom obviously wants to speak to me in a certain way. So I'm going to use it. And just because it's maybe not from a culture that I am familiar with that much, doesn't mean that I can't gain something from it. And I think it's really that balance between appropriation and appreciation. And so today I just ask that we all really appreciate the wisdom that is in this deck, and the people and teachers who it also came from. Okay, so the animal that we have here, I love it. It's the hummingbird. 44 hummingbird. And it actually did come in reverse, but I'm just going to put it up right so you guys can take a nice look at this beautiful energy. Why do I love the hummingbird? Because this is my grandmother. I do readings at Casa Bonita, and I always have this little hummingbird puppet on my finger that helps me like do the readings. It's an entertainment kind of thing. And so I feel like this is an invitation for us. Like, my grandmother was a Capricorn, and we're in Capricorn season. Her birthday was like not that long ago, and she has been passed on for many years now. In fact, I think, yeah, at this point of my life, I've lived longer without her in the physical realm than with her in it. But the cool thing is she's like my number one angel. You know, she's my number one cheerleader. I always feel her. She's the reason why I'm so earthy. You know, I feel that sense of security. So hummingbirds are also really light. They are so fast. They, like, you can't even see, you know, John Cena's coming up. It's like, you can't even see me, you know? So this is about illuminating the things that you can't see, or like, you know, there's so much depth to each individual person, and to remember that there's so many worlds that live not only within you, but also within other people. And so you might be able to be like, oh, that person, easy to read, not much depth there. But you just never know how much we can't see about people. Like, people are really complex, and they can be. Some people are obviously more simple than others, and that's fine too. But just knowing that there's like a whole history of experience that a human has, and when you're interacting with them, they have all of that within them, you know, and all their future potentials too. But just to know that, like, sometimes giving people more credit and like being more empathetic too with that Cancerian energy of like where people might have been and why they're acting a certain way. And obviously compassion needs to have boundaries. Like, don't be a doormat, but this is just an opportunity to be like, if someone is acting in a way that you're like, I don't vibe with that, or like, I don't understand why they're being so childish. They're not usually like this, or, you just don't understand. Just remember that, like, you just never know what's operating behind the scenes for them. And also, sometimes that can be a learning opportunity for you too, being like, wow, I did not know that this person was capable of that. Now I know. Now how do I want to engage in this person moving forward, or not, you know? But it's about the repair, not the tear. So I am feeling a little bit of a conflictual energy that might be coming up for us, especially in relationships. But just know, like, and birds are a communication element. It's air. So just know that communication's key. You probably don't have all the facts. So do your own inner reflection, journal, do your own thing, but also just be open and willing to receive messages from other people or insights from other people, and be patient too. Sometimes you have to be the bigger person. And if someone else is really emotionally charged, you might have to be the big person and be like, oh, I see that you're upset right now. Do you need a moment? Do you want to talk it out? You know, like, what are you needing right now? You know, you kind of have to be, I'm feeling you being like a gentle parent, or like doing some gentle parenting. And this also was reversed. So if it's not relating to you externally, this might be an internal thing. Like, you are realizing maybe you're really triggered about something that you thought you already had worked through. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I thought I was already beyond that. Like, I don't understand. And then you freak yourself out more. This is your chance to gentle parent yourself and be like, whoa, like, this is coming up. That's so interesting. Like, how can we explore that and not be so hard on ourselves for just feeling feelings, and just be more curious? Okay. So those are the overall messages that we have for us today. Now we're going to move into the pick a pile portion of this reading. Okay. So for pile number 1s, you're going to have this Voyager tarot deck. And to accompany it, we also have this, I would say it's red, hand-painted egg. I do think that this egg is wood, if that has any meaning to you. So this is a wooden red egg with the Voyager deck. You will be pile number 1 if you choose this deck, okay, or this pile, I should say. And then pile number 2s, you're going to be working with this animal totem or animal medicine deck. And your accompanying item is actually going to be this green egg crystal. Okay. And I don't know what kind of green agate, maybe it's moss agate crystal of some kind. I don't know. But that is pile number 2. And I just picked eggs today because, I don't know, I was feeling like things are hatching, new beginnings. Like, what are you incubating? Okay. And what do you want to hatch? Okay. Anything could be in this egg, you know, it could be a bird, but maybe it's a dragon, you know, but whatever you nurture it to be, whatever you set out for this egg to be, that's what the potential is. Okay. So without further ado, we are going to start with group number 1. Hello, pile 1s. I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you for being here. You are a pile number 1 if you chose this Voyager tarot deck and this wooden red egg. Hand painted, very beautiful, given to me by a friend. I love it. So yeah, while I pick these cards, I do want to talk to you. Oh my gosh, there's too many cards. I'll talk to you about this egg. I just got this egg maybe like 3 or 4 months ago from a friend, and it's been sitting on my piano for a while. It sits in this little heart thing that my other friend gave to me, actually. It's like a little votive. I think that's what they're called, a votive, which is like where you put candles in and things like that. But I put this cute little egg in there because it just perfectly fit in there. And so when we're talking about like it sitting, well, red is about the root chakra, so getting your needs met. It's about your food, shelter, security, right? And it's delicately hand painted. A lot of attention has been given to this object, and it's sitting on my piano for so long too, as I have like, you know, expressed myself through my piano playing skills and my singing and things like that. I would say that this egg, like for you, maybe the potential of this is like how you're paying attention to the details of how you uniquely feel secure in yourself, and also how you express that authentically. For me, it's music. I believe that everyone has a relationship with music. Well, I mean, everyone has a relationship with it, but some people are like, oh, I don't like music. And I think they're just edgelords trying to be different, honestly, because there's so much vastness in music, and there's so much, they're vibrations. So to say that you're not influenced by vibrations is silly to me. So we all are influenced by vibrations. Like, we are vibrating atoms. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm hoping this is coming from spirit, because I am feeling a little bit of a judgmental energy of like, don't be silly. You're being more influenced by certain things than you realize. Okay. So for you specifically, when it comes to music, what you're listening to is impacting you on a deeper level. So if you are listening to gangsta rap or something where it's talking about these like hardcore things, like even murder or something, or like effing your hose, whatever, I don't know. It's just, that is imprinting on you. Those vibrations like are, and the words themselves are impacting you. So just be careful with what you're listening to right now, because you're very permeable to messaging, you're permeable to vibrations. So now is a good time to maybe listen to more higher vibrational music, or just lyrics that are empowering rather than harmful. Okay. We want to do, get rid of they're speaking to me directly too with the Pisces energy. Like, you need to stop this pity party, whatever. Like, if you're listening to the sad singer songwriter music all the time, like, you need to cut it out. Like, that stuff is not helpful for you. We need to get you empowered. We need to get you energetic. We need to get you something. So here, this is what I listen to when I'm ready to, like, I take on the world and I want to feel inspired and all that stuff. I listen to musical theater. I listen to musical theater songs and that, because there's, in a lot of musical theater, there's like the hero. I'm imagining the Man of La Mancha right now, and like, to dream the impossible dream. It's like, wow, in this musical, there's this like confidence, and like there's a whole orchestra that's fueling this character's journey, you know? So this is really about, start listening to music that it's empowering to you. And it doesn't mean that you have to stop listening to rap. It doesn't mean that you have to stop listening to whatever you're listening to fully, but maybe just be more conscious about when you're engaging with that music, and how it's affecting your mood. But they really do want you to like listen to some, they're saying like almost like girl boss, like encouraging stuff, or even like mantra, like I am healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm rich, you know, like these musics that empower you rather than tear you down or tear others down. Okay. Also, yeah, I'm thinking about like music that talks about like labels or brands. It's like, why do you need to be listening to a song about like an advertisement for Gucci? Like, that's stupid. Again, this is spirit. I'm really hoping this is spirit being judgmental and not me. I feel like it is, but it's just like, don't waste your time with stupid stuff. And empower yourself. And sometimes empowering stuff does seem stupid, but in the long run, if it's helping you and if it's empowering you, it's great. It's great. Okay. The cards that we have 2 reversals, and they are both major arcana. So this is a pretty big message for you, I would say. We've got the Sun reversed. Okay. And we also have the Hierophant reversed. This is like Leo and Taurus energy. The Sun is beautiful. This card is stunning. I'm seeing a lot of golds. I'm seeing love. I'm seeing freedom. I'm seeing passion. I'm seeing a sense of purpose. So I think this does kind of go back to what we were talking about maybe in the collective reading, which is really being honest with yourself about what's giving you life and what's not. Because sometimes it can be really easy to feel like you're doing, like, they keep giving me examples, but I just want to make it broad for you. You might feel purposeful doing something because other people really like that you do it. But you might not realize that you actually don't like doing that thing. The only reason you do it is because everyone else benefits from it or everyone else likes it, right? So I was doing that. They want me to tell you the example, so I will. I was running an event this past year called Pole in the Pearl, and it's a pole dancing event in this community, which was really cool, but it was just so much work, and everyone was telling me how much they loved it, and I wanted to keep doing it because so many people were really benefiting from it, but it was just not worth the effort. Like, for what I was getting out of it, it wasn't worth it for me. And as much as I wanted to help people and I wanted to provide this space to safely engage in this art form that can be very vulnerable, I had to quit it. I had to just be like, no, I'm not doing it anymore. I don't want to do it. I don't like doing it anymore. It's not bringing me joy. And I don't want that. Because also that's going to lead, if I continued doing this thing, even though I like basically resented it, that's going to build up over time and it's going to ruin the event and it's going to ruin everyone else's experiences there too. So it's actually not good for anyone, even though it might seem like that in the short term. Okay. So this is really about getting clear on like where are you spending your energy right now? Because you are limited in your energy, but like, where are you spending your energy and where is it actually lighting you up? Where is it actually fulfilling you? Because it does seem like Spirit's trying to tell you that there's certain things or activities or XYZ that you're engaging in that is not giving you an authentic ray of sunshine. It's like, it's like those harsh LED lights in the classroom. It's the big light that no one likes. It's like bright white and it's not yellow light or anything. It's just like harsh and not enjoyable. It's like, yeah, we can function under that, fine. Like, yeah, we need to see things, so we're gonna use that light, but at what cost? You know, it's not the true pure sun radiating on you, you know. So this is really about getting clear on like, also just like, what are you getting joy out of right now? You deserve to enjoy your life. And at the time of this recording, we're in winter, which can be, at least in the Northern Hemisphere, where I'm recording this, but we can feel really sad, and it's just like a darker time. The light doesn't last as long, and we're more tired than usual and things like that. So this is just about like really soaking in what sun is there and finding that balance in your life for the joys, because it seems like there's some emotional darkness, and Spirit's like, it doesn't have to be as dark as you're making it. We can bring some light to the situation, and just also know that, like, when the sun sets, we don't need to freak out because we know the sun will rise again, So what are we going to do in the darkness? Are we going to use it for our benefit? Are we going to sleep, dream? Are we going to, pull an all-nighter and party all night? I don't know. Like, how do you want to use your darkness, your time of darkness? But this is saying, like, no matter what you do with your darkness, just remember that the light is also very important. Okay? Prioritizing your joy, prioritizing your fun, recognizing the good things too. Okay? With the Hierophant, and again, this one's also reversed. I'll put it up right for you though so you can see it. This is, I'm feeling stubborn leadership here. And that could be from you. That could be from someone else. The Hierophant symbolizes usually like a religious figure who can speak directly to God and then can deliver God's messages to the people. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that if this Hierophant is doing that through the heart and doing that to help others also find their own ways of speaking to God themselves, But the issue comes from when we're trying to use that as a power move. So like if you are that priest or something, that like, the Hierophant character, and you just tell people, oh yeah, God told me that you need to give me like $100, to save your soul or whatever. Like, God didn't say that, and you're taking advantage of someone, and especially vulnerable people, because usually people who are gravitating towards a spiritual leader of some kind, they are looking for answers that they feel like they can't find within themselves. And in my opinion, the best kind of Hierophants, the best kind of priests, the best kind of religious or spiritual leaders are people who will encourage other people to find their own communication with God on their own and find that within themselves. Because I'm happy to be a translator for people and things like that too, but like at the end of the day, God has a unique, and when I say God, I'm saying like the universe, it's a metaphor for whatever you want to put to it. So don't get discouraged because I'm using a certain word. It doesn't have to be the Christian God or whatever. It can be a lot of different things, or gods, it can be whatever you want it to be. But essentially the point is that God speaks to all of us in our unique ways, and not everyone feels like they have permission to explore that relationship, or not everyone understands it as deeply as maybe other people do, for sure. So this is a calling to you, especially with this Hierophant energy being reversed. Like, how are you using your relationship with nature, your relationship with God, your relationship with the universe at large to enhance your life and to feel more confident and to give it stability? Because again, it's associated with Taurus, which is about earthly things, stability, while also not using your power to manipulate in ways that are harmful. And sometimes this is the call that's coming from inside the house. You know who the number one person who manipulates me is? Is me. I manipulate myself a lot of the time, and I don't even know it a lot of the time because of just everything that's going on all at once, And so this is about breaking traditions. This is about breaking patterns. The Hierophant reversed, is just about like, a Hierophant in itself is talking about traditions a lot of the time, like things that are passed down to us. The example I like to use, if you have celebrated Christmas, for example, it's like a lot of people in the US celebrate Christmas, worldwide too, but I'm in the US, so I'm just using that as an example. But a lot of people in this culture also don't really care about the actual like stemming of where that holiday came from, because Christmas actually came from a pagan holiday, right? But then people, or Christians, rebranded Christmas to be about Christ and to be about Jesus, basically. And so then they started celebrating Jesus's birth at this time of year. But then, a lot of us too are breaking away from religion. So like a lot of us are still celebrating Christmas, even if we don't celebrate the pagan history or even the Christian history. It's just a holiday at that. So this is really just saying, like, what traditions do you want to keep right now, and what traditions are ready to be broken or just honored in a different way. Okay. The last thing I will do for us is I will choose, we have this cute little chicken bowl. This is our good luck chicken bowl, and it has a bunch of different good luck charms inside of it. So we're going to choose a good luck charm for you and just see what good luck is coming for you in this period of time. And we have this laminated Colorado flag, Colorado being, a state in the US that I live. So very unique to me, and America was really coming up here. And again, you don't have to be American to appreciate the messages in this, but when I see a flag, I'm seeing about like a community of people coming together to unite under one flag or one purpose, one agreement in a way. Colorado, it's your homeland. Like, Colorado's my homeland. So I feel like this is also your good luck is, this makes so much sense. It's all coming together now. It's clicking because I was like, why? What? I've never drawn this one before, and it's like just a random thing. But Cancer, since this is the Cancer full moon that we're recording this under, Cancer can be associated with your roots and your family, things like that. And for me in particular, I have my Cancer in my 4th house, and 4th house is literally your homeland, and it is your roots. It's your home country. It's all those things. So your good luck is really appreciating the foundation in which your people, your roots have given you, because not everything is that we are given in our childhoods and in our upbringings are good. Like, we're given a lot of BS and crap, honestly. But this is about your good luck of appreciating the good things that you have received from your homeland and from your people, from your village. Because this is a little smaller. Like, Colorado, I mean, it could be like, Colorado's pretty big, but it's not a country. It's not, I mean, it's not, so anyway. And there's red in this, which is all about that root chakra again. Then we have yellow, which is about that solar plexus chakra, which goes with the sun, like your willpower, what you desire. And then we have blue, that throat chakra, like we were doing with that candle. And then white, which is like a purity, like cleansing energy. So your good luck is going to come from appreciating where you come from, your roots, what keeps you tethered to your pride. They're saying a lot of like hometown pride. And there's a lot of things that I don't like about my country. There's a lot of things that are going wrong right now, especially that I do not agree with my people and my country and my homeland. But I will say, Colorado, of all places in my country, really great place for me to be right now. As a trans person, I'm more protected here, and people are generally more open-minded with those kinds of things, more socially progressive. Okay. And that is my good luck, but it might be different for you depending on where you're at. But this is just saying, like, don't focus on all the bad things. Focus on also like the resources that you have right where you are. Okay. So those are all of the messages that I have for you, pile ones. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today. If you benefited from this, please make sure you like, subscribe, and even share. We want to make sure that these messages get to the people that need them the most when they need it the most. So if you did benefit from it, please share it with a friend. And additionally, if you want a more personalized one-on-one reading with me, I do offer those. My favorite is to do them in person here in Denver, Colorado, at Convia Collective. So if you're here in Denver, schedule with me in person. But if you are not here in person, you can also request a virtual with me at fortuneofthefool.com. All of this will be linked in the show notes. So thank you again, and I hope to see y'all soon. Okay. Without further ado, we are now going to start with pile number 2. You are a pile number 2 if you picked this animal medicine deck, as well as this green crystal egg. And I want to talk about this green crystal egg too. I got this last month. This is a gift from a friend, Autumn. She's just so sweet and lovely. And I was surprised to get a gift from her. Not only did she give me a crystal egg, and she gave each of us like in our little friend group, she gave each of us an egg. And it was just so cool to see the different eggs that she chose for different people. And I was really honored that she picked this green egg for me, because like, I'm even getting a little emotional. Wow. Pardon me. But this is so grounding. And like people recently have been telling me a lot how grounding I am to them and how secure I feel. I just feel stable to them. And I see it that I am, but also I'm very fiery too. I'm so watery. I'm like, yes, I'm stable, but I also don't feel stable at all. You don't understand. Like, everything's always changing. And like, how can you feel stable in the chaos, you know? But that's the gift. And that's what people have been telling me recently that has been very meaningful, is like, I am the rock in the chaos, you know? And some people perform better in chaos than they do in calm. You know, some people stir up chaos in the calm because they don't know how to handle it, you know? So this symbolizes, I feel like, us finding our own calm and our own stability and our own earthliness in the storm. And I do imagine we all are in this tornado right now. 2025 has been like this. 2026 is going to be like this. Like, we're all in this tornado. We don't really know where we're going to land, but as long as we can stay like trusting and like avoid the things flying at you that might hurt you or whatever, and just like grabbing resources in this tornado that you could use, then by the time the tornado stops and you land, you can land safely. And like, even though you're going to be a completely different place than you were before, you're going to be more self-assured that, hey, I not only got through this tornado, but I have some resources now to build from the destruction of whatever that was. Interesting. And again, it's an egg. It's a potential. So what do you want this potential to be of this new beginning that's going to come after this tornado of chaos? Where do you want to land? Because maybe you were where you started was this poor town in Kansas City or something. I'm thinking about Wizard of Oz a little bit, but yeah, you end up in this you were in this poor area, unexciting, didn't like it. And then you're put into this whirlwind of a dream, again, like the Wizard of Oz story. You're in this tornado, and when you land, you're in this magical new world of like, anything's possible. That's really cool. So just know that through the chaos can give you a brand new potential of something even better. New life. So beautiful. Wow. I'm getting a lot of chills for this group. So also, green is associated with the heart chakra. So this is about really trusting your heart to lead you where you need to go, because sometimes when we're too much in our brains, we're overthinking things too much, planning, we lead ourselves astray without even knowing it. Okay. So the first card we have is the raccoon. This is number 46, and 4 plus 6 equals 10. And we are in 2026. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 6 is also 10. And when we're talking about tens, we're talking about the Wheel of Fortune in the tarot deck. And so this is, I believe, just like a big sign for you that this year ahead is going to have those ups and downs. Like that tornado we were talking about is also the Wheel of Fortune. It's like, this thing is spinning. We don't know what it's going to land on, but, allow the fun of the spinning of the wheel to happen, you know? There's a lot of things going on with raccoons. When I think about raccoons, well, they're trash pandas. I think of raccoons as being very resourceful. They also have a mask on, you know, they're kind of secretive. They're kind of like, I don't know. I'm just feeling like mysterious. You don't see raccoons a lot, but they are around. Well, at least I don't see raccoons a lot, and maybe you don't with where you live, but I do. I'm feeling mystery. I'm feeling a lot of mystery. I'm feeling resourcefulness and adventure. So I would say for you, for the year ahead, even with this raccoon medicine, like you're liberating yourself by trying things differently than you did before. I'm seeing you like sneaking and like I don't know, I saw you like as the raccoon, like stealing a pie from a windowsill. It's just kind of sneaky fun stuff, you know? So I do believe that this like year ahead is going to be completion of some kind with that 10. Like, hey, the old version of the old way of doing things, I don't really have to do that anymore. And I can put a close to that chapter and try something new and be a little adventurous, even mischievous, and maybe break some rules that you used to have for yourself, or even other people's rules that you're like, no, that rule doesn't make any sense to me, so I'm not going to actually follow it just because you tell me so. And I'm actually thinking of Tootsie, the movie Tootsie. I watched it last night, and great movie, honestly, like great movie. And the main character, Tootsie, Dustin Hoffman's character, she is on this television show, and she breaks the rules by changing the dialogue to be more empowering or whatever she wants to say, you know? So, and it actually ended up being well respected, and it brought her to fame in a lot of ways in this movie. So this is just saying, like, if a rule doesn't make sense to you, you really don't have to follow it. I mean, use your what's it called? Common sense for this too, because which there's no such thing as common sense really, but you know what I mean. Because you don't want to break rules that are going to lead to your incarceration, for example. Like, you don't want to, you know, break, you know, just be aware of like what kind of freedom you could also be surrendering by breaking a rule. So if you do want to go protest or like go out there and do things like against the law that like could really get you in trouble, sure, you could do that, but just also know there's consequences to that. Whereas in the Tootsie example, like, she was taking a big risk by changing the words and stuff, but also like her risk was like more about like she could have lost her job, I guess, but like in the grand scheme of things, that was a risk she was willing to take. Okay. And the risk paid off. So I would say that some risks will definitely pay off for you. Just also don't do something crazy ridiculous either. Like, you know what I mean? Okay. Okay. We also have the eagle reversed. This is number 1. Eagle is number one. And there's a lot of liberation, freedom. Oh, and if you actually look at both of these cards together, they have the same like dream catcher totems at the bottom. And not all of the animals do. So it seems like, yeah, that they both have that flag, or the flag. Sure. They both have the feather. They both have the bones. And then they both have this charm. That's so interesting. So I do feel like there's also maybe a counterpart, like a mirror. You could be mirroring yourself, like past versions of yourself, but also I am feeling like a person in your life who is mirroring you in a way that could be unpleasant, but also could have a lot of really great benefits to it. Well, let's talk about eagles. Eagles, number 1. This is about the self. Number 1 is about coming first, starting something, new beginning. So it's really interesting that we're going from a 10 to a 1, because also 10 simplified is a 1. 1 plus 0 is 1. So I actually really love this as kind of being like symbolic of the Wheel of Fortune. Like, take a calculated risk. Like, what comes up must come down. Like, let's play the game. And this is more about like, you're playing the game. How do you want to play it? Like, you are the magician, and what tools do you have that you can use to create the life you want? Because it seems like you're very well resourced, but because it's reversed, you're not really operating in a way that is fully using all of the resources that you have. And Spirit really is saying, like, you can also ask for help. Sometimes your tool is asking Spirit for help, or asking a friend for help, you know? Like, there's just certain resources that you have that you could be tapping into more that could make you feel lots more liberated. I'm feeling, especially with like liberating yourself from the corporate grind, whatever that might mean to you, or just like feeling like you have to do a certain job in order to survive, or you have, you know, it's just like there's certain things that you can get around this. And there's also ways that you don't have to spend money like you've been spending money. For example, like doing more trades could be really helpful. Maybe you ask a friend like, oh, your friend knows how to change oil in your car. And you're like, yo, I don't really want to go to a mechanic to change the oil in my car. Will you please do this? And I will clean out your gutters, or I will babysit your kids. You know, whatever it is that you have, things that you can offer that you can make money, or like make money. When I'm saying make money, I'm more like you can make resources or, you know, trades, these things without even getting money involved. And so this is about using your resources a little more wisely. I am feeling for you also spending less. Like, it's less about you making more money. It's more about you just spending less money. Okay. You can have more resources. You can have more comfortability and stability if you do more trades, use your resources, ask people for more resources. Maybe you apply for a grant. I don't know what you're specifically going through. It is a collective reading, so it could be different for all of us, but you can make your dreams come true. This eagles are so crazy powerful. It's number one. Like, you are number one. You have all this power within you. All you have to do is just take advantage of it and use these talents and tools. Like, it's kind of interesting. The babysitting example came up because like when I was a teenager, I babysat, but like I would never really go and offer someone like, oh yeah, I can babysit your kids. Like, even though I can do that, but I just haven't thought about that in so long. But like, you know, there might come a time when I need something from someone who has kids, and I'll be like, cool, this is something I actually can offer. And I'm a good person to do that. I can be a safe person to do that with, you know, and then it's not only a win for you, but it's a win for them. Win-wins. I'm seeing a lot of relationship energy for you. So again, relationships can be romantic, but we have a relationship with our boss. We have a relationship with our siblings. We have a relationship with our friends, you know, like we have a relationship with, again, items, things. So keep that in mind moving forward. One more thing about the eagle is that they are very perceptive. They can see from that bird's eye view. And so they can not only see the big picture by like scanning the entire environment, but they also can lock in on focus. I was actually giving a reading to my friend Moses, and like, this is like very similar energy that I'm getting, which is just like, you have all this potential. You see the big picture, but we want to focus on one thing at a time, because if the eagle is trying to hunt all of the mice at once, it's not going to catch one. You know, but if you lock in on one mouse at a time, bang, 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 you're going to have a whole meal. Sorry if you love mice, but that's the circle of life, baby. It's the circle of life. That's just how it is here. So yeah, just get really clear with your own internal sense of power with that eagle energy. Okay. Last thing we will do for our group number 2s, we have this sacred blessed chicken bowl, and inside has a bunch of good luck charms. So I'm going to randomly pick for group number 2 a good luck charm and see what good luck is coming for y'all. Oh, there's so many things in here, and I have not chosen all of these things, and these are things that I've collected over like a lifetime. So it's so interesting when I pull something. This is let's see if I can show it to you. I'm like in a weird position here. But this is a little mushroom. It's a glass blown mushroom. And I think it's also a bead. It has a hole in the top and the bottom. So this is a glass blown mushroom bead. Mushrooms are so powerful. They are mycelium. How they interact with each other, they're communal. So like if you have like they're all connected in the roots. So they're also fungi that they grow on deteriorating things. Wow. And that's like, it kind of like brings me a little bit of sadness, but just remember that like your good luck is going to come from embracing that whatever is dying or whatever leaves your life allows for new life to come in ancient ways, because we've had so many ancestors before us that have lived and died. And a lot of people fear death because there's a lot of unknowns about it, I suppose. And so this is just like knowing that your good luck is coming from the change. Like good luck can be from dying sometimes, and dying can be metaphorical, obviously. Like I'm not saying like, yeah, go kill yourself. Oh my God, this is on YouTube. I hope I don't get this removed or anything. I'm really trying to be better about the language and stuff, but it's also hard to censor yourself when you're also getting all these messages and all that stuff. Anyway, but like, don't unalive yourself, whatever, if that is even any better to say. But allow the things to die, because I'm also thinking about that raccoon energy of like, what's someone's trash is another person's treasure, you know? So when one thing dies, that gives this mushroom an opportunity to live. Glass also is created by giving sand, a certain kind of sand, enough heat to then crystallize and solidify. I believe that's how, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So I do feel like a sense of hardening too. Like your good luck is also coming from like, you know, you were the sand, like all these different pieces of like, it didn't have a cohesive thing. You know, it wasn't all one. It was like all this separate stuff. But once it was put under pressure and like that heat, like that fire came up, then it was able to solidify into something practical and into something charming, into something cute, into something, dare I say, better than it was before. It's different. I mean, I'm not saying sand is bad, but you know, this is just something that you could create something unified from a bunch of things that were not unified. So that's your good luck, is just to know that like all these different experiences, life is not linear. So you might feel like life has given you all these different like modge podge of things, and you're like, what the heck, why am I doing this and then that and like this and that, why can't I keep a job, or like, I'm doing all these things, but you don't even realize that you're being prepared to be a solid unit from all of these things that didn't really seem like they could align. So give life to the things. More life will come with the things that you end. So I would say that like now would be a good time to close some chapters too, and just be like, new year, new me, new life, new me, like, you know, whatever, new day, new me. You know, you don't have to be defined by the past. That's your good luck. Okay, my friends? And with that, that is your reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today. It truly is a pleasure and a privilege to do so. If you enjoyed this reading, please do me a favor, like, share, subscribe. I want to make sure that the people who are needing these messages do receive them in the time that they need. Please also go check out my other videos. You might get some awesome insights from those as well. And if you're looking for more personalized one-on-one readings, some more like astrological, like let's really dig into you and like your personal life and through the cards and through astrology, please book a one-on-one reading with me. If you're in the Denver area, I do readings in person at Konfia Collective. But if you're not in the Denver area, you can also request a virtual reading with me through my website, fortuneofthefool.com. All of that information is linked in the description. And also, if you really did like the spray, or if you want to try it, that is also linked in the bio, so you can get your hands on some of that magic if you are so inclined. So thanks y'all so much. Enjoy the rest of your day and stay foolish. Mwah.